It's the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast with Alex Trataros, John Meleka, and Raisi on the beat. Let's go.
What's good, everyone? Alex Trataros here with another Jets episode of the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast. And with me is always my buddy, my close pal, the man with the plan, the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Worldwide himself, John Meleka. We got John in the building. Bro, what's going on today? How you doing? How you feeling, man?
What's good, bro? I respect the energy coming off that shellacking from the Indiana Pacers, coming off the shellacking from the Philadelphia Eagles. And I respect your energy, man. I am halfway into draft mode for college for the Jets. I'm getting there. I'm excited for, the college championship weekend coming. But we have bowl season. I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to that. I'm already kind of sifting through the draft prospects, seeing who's going to fall to us. We got that Jamal Adams injury right off the bat, right? The Seahawks looking pretty bad. Russell Wilson, I think he's going to find his way to the Giants, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, interesting stuff, man. Interesting stuff going on. So my mind is almost everywhere except for the New York Jets, because I do not want to think about this game, man. I think this is going to be a bad one. I really think it's going to be a bad one. But how you doing, dude?
I'm doing all right, man. And I feel like I gotta bring the energy, because not that I need to, but I just enjoy doing this, man. I enjoy sitting down, talking with you about the two teams that we love the most, going through it together. It's like pen pals, back in elementary school where they give you pen pals, like, hey, write to somebody they would probably never see and never meet up with. Go talk to them about whatever. We actually went to college together. Yeah, we've been through it.
It just hurts.
We know each other, and
the topic just hurts. The topic hurts. That's what it is. I mean, I'm gonna be excited on Winning Picks Weekly this week. We go through the slate, talk about all the teams, what we're excited for, all the things going on. Carolina off the bye, huge game. Arizona versus the Rams, Bills, Buccaneers. I mean, this crazy NFL games going on. Vikings trying to, stay alive.
The NFL.
When it comes to the Jets, man, it just hurts. It just hurts. Last week was so tough. I rewatched that tape just to see if I could feel something. CJ Mosley, he really hooked it up at the second half. I was really proud of him, but he didn't practice this week. So I mean, if he doesn't go, Elijah Moore doesn't go. Our only two productive players really the last couple of weeks. We have a ton of DNPs already, but it's only Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, and then on the other side, the Saints have also been injured, but Kamara's come back. Like that's what I'm sitting with right now. That's the news I'm sitting with right now as we speak. So not much to feel good about, except for just try to be positive and look ahead to the draft, man. Look, I hopefully the team didn't, looks more like the second half Jets instead of the first half Jets from last week. But if CJ Mosley doesn't play, what are we talking about here?
Well, we already know what happens when CJ Mosley doesn't play. We already witnessed what happened. We already know what happens when that happens. So no need to pontificate about it. We already know what happens. But I feel you, man. But before we get into those injuries, I have to talk about this, man. The New York Post, Ian O'Connor, wrote this article after the Jets lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. No surprise there, because we can't beat the Philadelphia Eagles for whatever reason. He had to go and really attack Zach Wilson for not winning this game. And what are we doing? Actually, what are we doing with this article? How do you come out after that game and say, hey, guess what? Zach Wilson didn't do enough. Word? Zach Wilson didn't do enough? How about the defense, bro? How about the defense that allowed everyone to score? Field goal, touchdowns, whatever. The only time that they didn't score was the last possession of the game, which was a punt. But yeah, sure. Okay. Zach Wilson didn't do enough. That's the takeaway of this game. What? What the hell?
it's so frustrating, especially when you keep it here, like you said, when you keep it on the Jet side. Obviously, if you watch that game, or I'm pretty sure if you even heard about that game, you know how horrific the defense was, right? Because the story that came out of the game was CJ Mosley and the whole respect thing, and then the Instagram picture. I mean,
Fletcher Cox just not taking anything seriously, and that's why CJ Mosley was mad. Like, sure, okay, that's the story.
Yeah, he was laughing at the Jets, and that's the story that came out because the defense gave no effort. And to go back and insult Zach Wilson and say it was his fault. I mean, he's the easy target. He's a quarterback of the New York Jets and the New York media, so I get it from that aspect.
But it's too simple,
I read the
man.
article. I read the article, and I just couldn't figure out why it was still Zach Wilson's fault. Like, I have no idea why it was Zach Wilson's fault, and I read the article. So, I mean, that's what's kind of annoying. And on the other side, like getting out of the circle a little bit, like when you're looking at Mac Jones throwing 3 passes.
Oh, get the hell out of there, man.
And now beating the division, being the division leading Bills at the time. Now they have a bye as it's looking, and the quarterback threw 3 passes.
And then you have CBS saying top quarterback rating where he only threw 3 passes, and right behind him is Zach Wilson. You're like, what is absolutely what is going on here? Dude, I swear.
So if Mac Jones is on the Jets, like what are we talking about? Like if he's the best guy,
I got that angle for you right now. If Mac Jones threw 3 passes on the Jets and still won, they'd say Mac Jones is not it. He's not doing enough. Only 3 passes. Like, come on. What? Zach Wilson goes out here, actually has like a good first half, barely touched the ball third quarter, has some chances, had the interception, which gave the Eagles the way to seal the game. But overall, I saw improvement. He showed.
That was the happiest game I've been.
Dude, 2 weeks in a row.
I've ever been with Zach Wilson this whole entire year. I can't believe they dropped the article this week. I feel like he wrote it 2 weeks ago and he just dropped it now. Like, it just took some time to get through the process. Because like
it was like, yo, I don't want to hold on.
If this came out last
longer.
Wednesday, I would be like, all right, yeah, sounds good. But if it like came out today, I'm like, what are you talking about? He said the best game I've ever seen from him.
Yo, playing the Texans, he still had an okay game. He was able to manage it. He didn't do anything terrible, right? It wasn't anything you go writing home about, but you could leave that game having questions, having concerns, fair enough. But he didn't do anything where you're just so alarmed saying, all right, this is the same shit we saw against the Broncos or the Patriots.
First game back from the injury, Alex, I was worried. Yeah, I was like, yo, this could be a thing. His knee injury, he's come back early. He's still tweaking on the side. When he runs away, maybe he's just never going to pan out. I had these thoughts, flashing in my brain, but so that's why I understand the article came out right then, right? To just that fire.
Absolutely, yeah.
But he just did so well, despite how terrible the defense was. We were on the field for 70 seconds in the third quarter. We had 1 possession.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we doing here, man?
How is that Zach Wilson's fault? That's why it's so easy to figure out if people watch the game. It's so easy. Like when we don't have a kicker and the weather is beautiful. You know what I'm trying to say? I understand that the Bills and the Patriots didn't have a kicker, but we didn't have a kicker.
2 major things. Kickers sucked and our defense sucked. Like, what? It's just comical, man, that someone would even drop this. Like you said, it makes sense after the Texans game. Sure. You could drop it then. A lot of questions. Would it fueled the fire? Sure. After the Eagles game, though, where he had a good, decent performance, and your angle is that he didn't do enough to win the game, sure. Never heard of complimentary football. That's not a thing. Okay. Last time I checked, when Tom Brady didn't win, they'd be like, oh, well, the defense didn't do this. The special teams messed up. This, that, and the third, except for the golden child himself. But no, rookie quarterback, rookie coaching staff, guys all learning on the fly in year 1. Kid didn't do enough. Didn't look great. Let's hear about Trevor Lawrence. I want to hear about that guy. How's he looking?
I saw they put up a graphic of like Minshew doing better than him. It's on his first week back, like some Jaguars fans, which I thought was hilarious. The Jaguars are a dumpster fire, but we're not here to talk about. We're gonna eventually face them. Thank God I'm gonna be off this continent during that time, because I do not want to be. And me and our video producer Greg and my co-host of Winning Picks Weekly, check it out on Apple, Spotify, and our YouTube page for Knicks, Jets, etc. You should also like and subscribe to. I'm excited to play that game because he was freaking out last year about that Jets win and how we lost out on Trevor Lawrence and how the Jaguars are the smartest organization ever. Meanwhile, they drafted Travis Etienne as well, but that's neither here nor there. Let's just keep it on the Jets. And I know we don't want to talk about it. I know every team has injuries. My cousin is sending me like stat by stat, tally charts of Ravens injuries. Try to tell me that the Ravens have it worse and how amazing the Ravens are because they're able to pull together and how terrible the Jets are. So it's not an excuse.
Yeah, we'll get their head coach and look at that system.
I mean,
we'll get their veterans too. You still got your quarterback though. Like if you're the Ravens, you still got Lamar.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because they said left tackle, but we also lost our quarterback. But we're not here to compare. Let's just talk about this week. Let's try to stay focused on this week, man. We have no tight end at this moment. Okay, like at this Wednesday, the DNP, Ryan Griffin and Wesco did not practice. So are we getting some Yeboah time? I mean, that'd be cool, but I don't really necessarily know if that's really winning football. We have CJ Mosley, DNP with the practice. However, Hamza, limited practice with the knee, a Hamza sighting. And on that front of the linebacker, I just want to sit here for a second. Any thoughts on Zach Cunningham getting cut from the Houston Texans? He's less than $1 million if you claim him on the waivers. And we have a pretty high waiver priority. As you could tell from last week, from the second half gameplay and the post-game press conferences, the coach and the star linebacker who's going to be here next year have not quit on this team. One, what do you think about, just the injury report right now with CJ and Hamza? And what do you think about adding Zach to this team, Zach Cunningham?
What do I think about CJ and Hamza right now? Like my thoughts on like what are you exactly looking for?
Like what happens? Like what happens if Hamza plays it and CJ doesn't? Like, are we screwed?
Yes, we already been through this, man.
All right. I was trying to keep that.
What was it against the Patriots? We saw this against the King. We saw this against the Patriots.
Yeah,
like we saw this for Zach Cunningham. Like, should we sign him? Do you think he's a good long-term solution at the linebacker position?
Well, let's see. Let's put him in and find out. We have literally no linebackers and literally nothing to lose.
Fair point. It's a fair point.
The only thing is that there was discipline issues, but it's the Houston Texans. They have problems with every single player of theirs.
Yeah, of course. I don't see. It's not like the Jets are going anywhere. Where you could say, my thought process is the Jets aren't going anywhere where you want to save that waiver priority, right? Where you want to wait in the season, you need somebody at a good position. It's not like that. Yeah, not like that. So I could see burning it and saying, hey, let's bring in a linebacker. Let's see if he could do something, especially when you have, Jamie Sherwood is out. CJ is questionable. Do you really want to rely on Quincy Williams, Phillips? Hamza, you said got in some practice.
I'm hyped for that, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hyped to see him develop.
I just want to see him play.
Yeah, I'm hyped. Like I said, I'm hyped to see him develop.
Listen, man, Sherwood tore his Achilles, bro. Like he's gonna have a tough road next year. Like we need to see if Hamza, could fight through some injuries during the season. He played okay during the year. He's still a rookie.
Yeah. Look, I'm not. Like I said, you want to see him develop, sure. Add another veteran next to him. You're not losing anything with Zach Cunningham at this point. Okay. So why not? Why not give it a shot? Put him right back there. The question is, will he be ready to help the defense in that manner? He's going to need some time to adjust. So even if you don't have him ready for this week, he can get a tackle. Sure. Yeah, sure. You get tackle.
I think he's going to help tremendously. He's gonna help so much. Like you have no idea how much he's gonna help.
Run the ball and can you catch? Can you tackle? We will hire you.
Can tackle,
come to the New York Jets.
If you could tackle and or defend anyone, we're gonna kill it out here.
Do you want a promotion?
Speaking of not defending anyone, dude, I'm gonna keep it 100. I watched the tape, and one guy on defense really, besides the safeties, obviously, one guy was really bad last week. I'm sorry to say. Javelin Goodry was so bad. He was very bad. Very, 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 very bad. And it makes me wonder if he's going to make the team next year. And, Michael Carter II, he has a concussion. I don't know if we're going to be able to rely on Goodry and Carter for next year. So, Bryce Hall, he's looking good on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that taken care of. I think we're definitely going to be looking for a number 1 or number 2 to go across from him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the slot corner is not as locked in as we thought it was. But that's pretty much my defensive injury notes. I mean, John Franklin Myers, he's limited. He should be fine. Rankins didn't practice with the knee. That stinks.
Mm-hmm. Look, this team in general,
Kamara's coming back, dude.
Injuries.
Kamara's coming back. So if CJ Mosley doesn't play, that's why we're here, right? The Jets are playing the Saints. Let's keep it 100. Kamara,
dude,
is coming back. Ingram is here. They're gonna kill us, dude. Taysom Hill is gonna run. He's gonna run options. He's gonna throw these stupid little touch passes,
screen passes. The screen passes, the swing passes.
If CJ Mosley doesn't play, that's why I was trying to be. That's why I was like,
it doesn't matter.
I was
man.
open. I was like trying to.
It does not matter.
I know. I was trying to be good.
CJ only helps with he only mitigates how bad the loss will be. It's nothing more, man. Look, CJ was in there.
What do you think the spread is?
I don't even want to know. I haven't even taken a look at the
spread. What do you think it is? Okay, perfect. What do you think it is? You're gonna be wrong.
Give me 12.
It's 5.5.
What?
I know. I told you. That's what I'm saying. That's why, because the Saints have been really bad lately.
No, I'm not believing that.
I promise.
You're lying. Stop.
5.5, man. It went down. It opened at 6.5. It opened at 6.5 and moved down to 5.5.
If Alvin Kamara comes back, this team's getting torched, back, bro. Oh, if he's back, we're getting torched, man. Look, we've watched
one of their tackles back.
We've watched James Sweet Feet White go to town on this team. All right. I don't need to watch Alvin Kamara just go out on a swing pass and just have to pontificate on what's going to happen around here. I know what's going to happen around here.
It's 2 times for pontificate today.
Yeah.
They also have one of their wide receivers is out. He's suspended.
Yeah, I know. I actually have him on my fantasy team, so I did know that. But
speaking of fantasy,
we're transitioning to fantasy now. I will say this: if you have Alvin Kamara,
Elijah Moore,
lock loaded. Yo, I wish I started Elijah Moore. And the thing is, I wish I did start him last week, and I didn't start him because I thought with Kyler Murray back, AJ Green was going to do it. And I have 3 wide receivers in this league with a flex. So I had Keenan Allen, Mike Evans.
Who cares about your fantasy team?
I'm talking about it anyway. What do they want to hear about? Guys,
Elijah Moore.
Let's take a vote right now. Would you want to hear about my fantasy team or how this New York Jets team is going to fare against the New Orleans Saints? My fantasy team, cool. Let's keep it going. So I had Mike Evans, Keenan Allen, and AJ Green, and I was so concerned because I was like, if Zach Wilson, I have no idea how Zach Wilson is going to perform. So I had to bench Elijah Moore. I didn't need, and it fucked me over, man. Could have had Quinch this week for playoffs. Could it?
Well, I'm glad that messed you up.
How dare you?
Elijah Moore now
he's the truth.
Is injured with a quad. I don't know if he's going to go this week, as well as Tevin Coleman.
And Corey Davis is done for the season.
And Corey Davis is done for the season. That's that might not be too bad, but that's fine. But now,
oh come on!
But now,
Braxton Berrios, Jamison Crowder, and
at this point,
Sweet Feet Denzel Mims.
Well, Mims is gone, man. Mims is so gone. So if Cole doesn't come back off COVID-19, which there's been no notes about that, this week is looking like Denzel Mims, Jamison Crowder, Braxton Berrios, Jeff Smith, Kenny Yeboah.
Oh, man.
Ty Johnson.
Maybe we get some Brown in there, too, while we're at it.
And Michael P. Ryan. That's it. That's and Brown. Yeah, he's gonna get in there. That's the squad, man. So I agree with you. I think 5.5 is absolutely ridiculous. I hate to say it. I wonder if Isaiah Dunn. I wonder if he's coming back this week. I don't know. I see no possible way that the Jets are going to win this game. I'm not even lying. I see no possible way. And I'm the biggest Jets fan that I know, but I'm also, I think, the biggest optimist that I know when it comes to the Jets. I see no path. I see no path to victory this week, man. That's all I have to say.
Oh yeah, there's no path to victory this week. And
we don't have a kicker. We just signed Eddie Pinheiro.
We got nobody. What are we talking about? Screw the kicker. We got nobody this week. What are we doing?
How are we gonna sign the guy with a double doink, bro? I already started going through the draft prospects. There's only really two.
Isn't Amendola back on the practice squad?
Yeah, he's back.
Ah, goodness.
I'm telling you, I already started looking. I'm already in draft mode. As I started off telling you, I already looked through the kickers. There's only like 2 decent ones.
Oh, you're in your bag right now. Look at this. Going through kickers.
Man, I was all over McPherson. Look at McPherson killing it in Cincinnati. I'm so annoyed. We should have just drafted him. Anyway, I digress. So I'm looking forward to being conservative on offense.
I thought you were about to say you're looking forward to Christmas.
I'm gonna be in Kenya, so Christmas is really next week for me. We're doing the Christmas party at my house a little early this year.
Let's go.
I have news for you. Some breaking news actually regarding Christmas.
Okay,
this is really important. This year, we're officially not going with the Jets Christmas hat on top of the Christmas tree. I can't do it to the fans.
Come on, man. You did it last year for Adam Gase, but you won't do it for Zach Wilson and Robert Saleh? What?
I'm not doing it this year. I'm going with the orange and blue skies. Going with the orange and blue, the Knicks hat on top of the Christmas tree.
Appreciate it.
I cannot put a Jets hat on top of the Christmas tree. I just can't. It's embarrassing. How could I have my family members come over and see that shit? I'm gonna get roasted the whole time. I can't do it. I'm going with the Knicks. That's how I feel about this game. I'm going with the Knicks hat.
My man said the Jets are so embarrassed. How could I? My family would be embarrassed by having a Jets hat on top of this tree. Woo!
It's gonna be a tough game, man. This is gonna be a really tough one,
bro. It's good.
Forward to this one.
Yeah, this one's gonna be rough. Because we got nobody, absolutely nobody. They
better play. I mean, that's the thing.
They better come out.
Podcast might be a little outdated by the time Sunday rolls around and they put 3 practices in, which I really hope to God that that's the case, so I could have a chance in this game. Maybe Vegas knows that this is all just like rest nonsense.
I hope
because that injury report did not look good, man. Did not.
If all these guys are back, obviously this game changes and we have an actual competitive game. Yes,
I agree. However, Kamara is.
Oh, he's a beast.
So
dude, it does not matter.
We're not going to cover. There's no even if everyone plays their start level of gameplay. I don't think we're going to cover this game.
Our defense is
though it's Taysom Hill.
Our defense will suffer because Alvin Kamara will get a screen, a swing pass, and no one will be over there to stop this man from getting 10 to 20 yards.
Who's going to tackle Mark Ingram? Who? Raise your hand if you're going to tackle Mark Ingram. Quincy Williams? Okay, maybe he'll make 6 of them, 7 of them. He's going to whiff on 2. Man, I'm so frustrated with this team. Bring me the draft. Bring me Aiden Hutchinson.
Bring me next year so I can.
9. Give me that wide 9 defense, baby. Wide 9, 4-3, Hutchinson and Carl Lawson, baby. Q Will, Sheldon Rankins, Aiden Hutchinson.
It's so funny.
What a squad.
It's so funny because 2 years in a row, we get you so hyped at the beginning of the season, man. So hyped. There's so much energy. Then it comes to this point of the season, and you're like, God damn it. And then I know it's just going to be, hopefully it's much better next season. I really hope it's much better next season because I want to see a full-on season of Jets optimism from you because it'll just be through the roof. I don't know if this podcast, I don't even know if the mic will be able to handle your voice. It might need to retire. The mic might actually need to retire.
Let me ask you an interesting question.
Sure.
On this note, and I'm interested what our listeners have to say about this too. Jamie Stewart, our friend on Twitter, tweeted this out today.
Mhm.
Interesting question. What year of the rebuild is Joe Douglas on this year?
Oh, I saw this question too. I did see this question, and I chose year 2.
Tell me about it, because I have a different answer. So talk to me. Why do you think it's year 2 of Joe Douglas rebuild?
Oh no, this is year. Oh, sorry. What year did it start for him? Is what I was thinking. This is year 1.
Okay, that's what I had too. So
Yeah,
okay,
this
so
is year 1.
I'll take the contrarian route.
His second year with his second full year with the team is the true rebuild that we're witnessing. Because, I mean, do you want me to go into it, or do you want me?
Well, let me. No, I want you to go into it, but let me just give you this question to sort of like add in to your little soliloquy that you're about to go into. Do you think that he deserves the brunt of going into the house and gutting it out? Because that's really the question here. He went in there, he traded everyone, he made some good moves, some bad moves, but he was just cleaning the house. You know what I mean? He had to clean the basement, he had to gut it all out in order to start over. So that's really the question. Does that count for the rebuild? Right? Because of the years accumulated. So that's kind of, I think, where that question's headed.
But he didn't start gutting it out really until last season, to keep it a buck. What getting
that's why this would be year 2.
Yeah, not bringing back Quincy. Yeah, I mean, well, really, this offseason is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
because in my mind, you could. So let's look at this. I think it's this year for this reason. You bring in Zach Wilson, that's your quarterback. You got your head coach, Robert Saleh, and his crew. That's who you wanted. Those are the guys that you wanted. You were brought in after McCagnon was fired at a really weird time during the middle of the season. So I don't even count that year, because it wasn't even your roster.
Ever.
Yeah, it wasn't even your roster. Then you come into next season, you still have contracts that are not even yours, and you're still trying to evaluate what you have. So that you could say under Joe Douglas, if you want to make the case that last year was his first year of the rebuild, you could say sure, but he was evaluating people to see who should he keep, who should he get rid of between coaches and players. That's a fair assessment to do. That's not really the beginning of a rebuild. In my opinion, the beginning of the rebuild starts once you get that quarterback. Once you hitch your wagon to that quarterback, and the quarterback could be on that roster too. Once you decide to hitch your wagon to that quarterback, that's when that rebuild starts. So even if Joe Douglas decided to keep Sam Darnold for this season, his rebuild started this season, because he would then have said, I don't want Zach Wilson or anyone from this draft. I believe what we got in Sam Darnold. That to me would have been a rebuild and continue with the draft, filling out the line, filling out the defense. That would have started the rebuild. However, he chose Zach Wilson. Still beginning of the rebuild. He's choosing this guy as a quarterback. He chose a new head coach. I don't see how you can't consider this year 1 of the rebuild. Actually, I do. I do. I can take that back. If you want to consider him evaluating and starting to fire sale everybody, sure. But at the end of the day, you don't really have a roster. So then what have you actually brought to this team? You just got rid of assets to accumulate assets to start building what you need. Right? Like, if you're saying the beginning of the rebuild, when did the rebuild start? Do you consider the rebuild when you start cleaning, or do you start when you actually put the house together?
I'm saying that's the question, because at the end of the day, he's reaping the benefits of trading Darnold. So the more we talk about it, the more I started kind of on being contrarian on the year 2, but I'm kind of thinking it is more year 2. The more I'm talking it out here, because he's reaping the benefits of his own trade, and he kind of got to see what Sam Darnold had to offer. Actually, no. The thing is, for me, he wasn't allowed to fire Gase, right? Because Woody Johnson doesn't allow you to fire head coaches in the middle of a season. So in that case, that can't be on him. Like, yeah, he was allowed to make some aesthetic, maybe a little bit of rebuild, a little bit of cleanup around the house. So took out some trash. But he wasn't able to actually gut it out until he was allowed to fire Gase. And then he got rid of Darnold. And then he went to Zach Wilson. And then the rebuild began. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's kind of what I agree with. And that's where I say, like, that's the more of the rebuild, because I don't think it's fair to say, hey, this is not a guy who I wanted as the coach. This is not the quarterback I necessarily want as my guy. And I didn't even sign most of these guys. It's fair to say, hey, I'm reaping the benefit of all these trades, and it could start from there. But if you're any GM and you go into a situation that sucks, you're going to reap the benefit of whatever you start off with whatever you had that wasn't yours. Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, if you go into that house, like if I just went into a house and start pulling things apart and I'm selling copper, it's valuable, that I think is just not good. I want to install new copper and I get money for it. Sure, I'm reaping the benefit, but I didn't start rebuilding that house. I just started tearing it down.
Yeah,
right?
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, either way, I'm really just this whole thing is coming up because we're just excited about the top 5 picks. So you're talking about optimistic, John. You want to see me next year? I cannot wait to draft defensive guys in the first round. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Give me the cornerback from LSU that was hurt. Give me the defensive end from Michigan. Give me the safety from Notre Dame that was hurt later. I don't care, yo. Give me the running back from Michigan State in the late rounds. Give me a center in the late rounds, guard in the late rounds. I need linebackers. I need safeties. I need a cornerback. I need an edge rusher. And I think that Joe Douglas has put us in a position to do all that. We need a tight end. I don't know. I don't think we're that far away. And I think that Joe Douglas has put us in that position.
I don't think we're necessarily far away, but I don't necessarily think that we're that close either. I still think we're another.
Are we 5.5 close or 12.5 close?
What do you mean? 5.5? Like what?
I'm just kidding. Because you said
yeah. We're 5.5 close. No, I think we're 3 years away from seeing true progression with this team. Like
I can't go that far, bro. The offseason comes on be talking about Jets in the hunt and Jets wildcard playoffs. So
yeah, I mean that's you though. Listening to you is like, hey, every year the Jets are going to make the playoffs.
It's I'm pretty sure that we are now the officially, drum roll please. The Jets are officially the longest team with the playoff drought, and I'm pretty sure the Cardinals are next behind us, and they're about to win the division. So it's been 10 years since we made the playoffs, man. It's not easy. It's not easy. Even the Jaguars made the playoffs.
Gross.
Before us. Yeah. They hosted a playoff game. Yeah.
Blake Bortles. Isn't that funny? Blake Bortles.
Imagine the Jets host a playoff game at MetLife. I gotta take off for a week. Like
officers be like, where did John go? What happened over here? Pretty sure he's a big Jets fan, right?
I just now live at MetLife. Man.
Except the cot. Front of the field. Yeah. You'll be like those Baker Mayfield commercials.
I'm not excited for this game at all, man. I hate that it's in MetLife. I hate that our players aren't practicing. I hate that the flurry started today. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'll say something positive about the Jets because this has been a really negative episode. Saints stink. They've been injured as well. Taysom Hill stinks. They have no wide receivers. But DeMario Davis is going to get a pick 6. So, it is what it is.
You say you're going to end positive. I don't like that.
I know.
How dare you?
I forgot about Double D. I had to.
How dare you?
Double D. He's going to kill us.
He's
going to be so excited. He's going to get cheered.
As you should. I like DeMario Davis.
Yeah, who doesn't? If you don't like DeMario Davis, I don't like you. Put that on my grave.
Well, on that note, I think it's a good place to end it. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in for another Jets episode of the Knicks, Jets, Etc. podcast. You know what to do. Please make sure to give us a 5-star review and to like our podcast or subscribe on Apple Podcasts and to leave a comment. And if you don't listen to us on Apple Podcasts, it's okay. We're on Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, Alexa, Stitcher, you name it. We are there. On top of that, we're on YouTube. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit that notification bell. That way you know when all new episodes drop. And while you're over there, we got Winning Picks Weekly as John perfectly slid into the middle of the conversation and just promoted it so well. Proud of you, man. Proud of you. Look, Winning Picks Weekly. John, video producer Greg, go over down the NFL slate. They've been doing a good job.
Fun
NBA's
football.
coming out on football. NBA's coming out soon. Fun football, NFL.
Not Jets talk, like actual fun division talk, getting into the thick of things. Carolina Panthers firing their coach. We get to all the headlines, all the storylines, all the spreads, all the injuries. We really get into it.
As the kids would say, he gets into the thick of it. So make sure to check out Winning Picks Weekly with those guys. And last but certainly not least, please make
Raisi's
sure.
album.
Yeah, check out Raisi's album. Definitely do that. Make sure to subscribe, download all of his albums. All fire. All right. Check out all of our producers' album. Hot fire. He's like Dylan, and Dylan. All right. 5 best around. But last and certainly not least, please make sure to follow us on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Come on. Make sure to interact with us. We love to hear what you guys have to say. We love interacting with you. We love talking sports. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in for another Jets episode. Make sure to catch us next week when we break down the Jets versus the New Orleans Saints.
Let's go, Jets.
Don't wait to put an end to junk sleep. Shop Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale and save up to $500 when you